So, hello everybody. In42 again with a Green Leaders Live call, and meet the speakers. As you already should know, there will be our big summit next week on Thursday, July the 4th, here in Munich, the Green Leaders Summit, and we have a lot of guests there. And two of our guests joined me today, and I'm happy to have them here on the call. Duc and Markus, welcome. So, I'm Fabian, I'm a Pensinger, I'm working for Witt-Gruppe as a consultant, and let's talk about you two and what your talk will be, what you will present at the summit next week. Maybe start with a quick introduction and then see what drives you and what some of the key aspects of the talk you will give. It's about enterprise architecture, that's something I already say, and So, Duc, maybe you start.
Thank you, Fabian. Thanks for having me here today and for talking about us and the common topic in the upcoming summit, the conference. We are really happy about it. And to my person, I have my study background at the KIT in Karlsruhe on the subject business informatics. So my passion lies on interconnection between the information technology and the business. And until now, I live out this passion as well as product head of the enterprise architecture management module at B360, which is our solution for integrated and holistic management and connects different areas such as strategy, of course, enterprise architecture, project and portfolio management, and finance. And connecting these areas enables our customers, for example, to proactively design and transform organizations as all impacts are visible in a transparent way. And before my position as product head of enterprise architecture management, I was also active as technical consultant on the technical side, and later I changed also to the business consulting in the project portfolio area. And so now as product head of EAM, I focus on building the enterprise architecture management capability at our customers, organizations such as Witt-Gruppe in an integrated way. And it means not only to define the target architecture, but also to execute the target architecture by the high linkage to demand and portfolio management way in an integrated way. So far from my side.
So, welcome. And already mentioned the Witt-Gruppe and Markus.
Thanks, Fabian. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for the invitation. So, I'm Markus Kress. I started my career back in the late 90s as a software developer. I also have the same history like you, Duc. I was also at the KIT in Karlsruhe, studied there, also same topic, also did my PhD study there. And then I started as a software developer, also in the IT consultancy area. I worked quite a long time in the financial branch in different roles like software developer, project manager, solution architect, enterprise architect, as well as division manager for the IT operations. So I know the software development lifecycle very well from different perspectives. And currently I'm head of enterprise architecture management at the Witt-Gruppe. And this is also my passion to define, develop future technologies, future architectures in a big scale. that makes fun, and I'm looking forward also to present on the Leader Summit what we will actually have for challenges in the Witt-Gruppe.
So Markus, I had a quick look at your CV, and you said, okay, now you're enterprise architecture, and it's a big picture, but architecture, I think, was already something which you had or was one of your topics quite from the beginning, right? Yeah, you said you were a software developer, but also some kind of architecture. So the architecture, the overall picture, I think was something that is with you from the beginning, right?
Yes. So architecture was from the beginning. One of my topics, of course, as a software developer, you have just a small piece, but the piece becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. The more you gain on knowledge, the more you see, the more you can develop. So actually, during my career, I started really to just with such a focus, and then on the whole scale, on the enterprise scale. And this is what drives me actually to take a look not only on the technology side, also on the business side. What do we have for challenges? How can we cope with the challenges? Also from the enterprise architecture methodology, what tools can we use to support a good operationalization of our strategies? That's what I like to do.
If you think about integrated architecture, I think both of you already talked about this, mentioned this phrase. It's about the tool, and Duc, we'll talk also about the tool a little bit. But Markus, what else is there in there? People, persons, processes. What makes up, what forms this integrated architecture, the integrated enterprise architecture?
Yes, of course. I mean, it's a whole perspective. I mean, if you take a look at the TOGAF, you have the different layers. So the common layers, like such as business architecture, technology architecture, information architecture, and so on. But of course, it's also about people. So from my perspective, to be successful in the enterprise architecture, you need to be able to connect with people. That's the most important thing. So you can handle technology, but you need to.
It's still a people business, yeah.
Yes, you have to connect with business. You have to connect with your stakeholders. If you don't know your stakeholders, you cannot be successful. So this is really what I learned in the past years, and my career helps me because I had very different roles in my career, and I know what each role needs. So I know what the software developer needs, and I know what a division manager needs because I was in this role, and this helps me actually to be an enterprise architect. When I started the first time enterprise architecture management, I had a quite specific mandate. It was very IT specific. So it was more IT enterprise architecture management. And now I'm in the happy situation at the Witt-Gruppe that I can actually support the whole picture. So I also have a very good connection to the business units. I have a good connection to our member of boards. So this helps actually to be successful because we have a huge enterprise transformation going on in the Witt-Gruppe. And my part is actually to facilitate, to support as good as possible.
Mm-hmm. That sounds really interesting. yeah, I'm really looking forward to your talk. Duc, you're both product manager and also consultant, enterprise architecture consultant at 360. So this integration picture, bringing everything together, it's something I think, you have in your daily work.
Yes, I also think, supporting Witt was a very interesting aspect to see how I started with enterprise architecture management discipline. But I think at this point is to announce that enterprise architecture management played a really crucial role in terms of, that the enterprise architects as more as an enabler in the transformation from the beginning on, that they had this vision. And the EAM team at Witt, they made the EA transparent and identified the gaps in EA by assessing the fit of the capabilities and so on to enterprise strategies. And as enablers, the architects can better scope the upcoming changes such as demands or ordered changes such as projects to transform towards target architecture. And that was really very happy and interested to see in what way they made it step by step. And that means that they really make sure to remove and avoid redundancies and reduce the complexities in architecture. But I think regarding the integrated aspect from B360, just scoping the right solution designs and blueprint roadmaps is not sufficient to successfully transform. So the organization also focus on the right topics, since each organization has limited resources and budgets, and the fact that we cannot make all topics at once leads us to prioritize. And so bringing the goal structure with the work structure together and having the transparency how it fits to an enterprise architecture or target architecture in the future, then I think it's very easy for organization to understand why we are heading to one direction. And it's also easy to understand what happens when changing the directions due to prioritization, since, as I already mentioned, we cannot do everything at once. Yeah, we have running topics, we have change topics, and yeah, we have to be honest what is possible with our limited budget and resources. Yeah,
I think that's a quite interesting thing, the prioritization. And so we don't need to go too deep into it, but maybe you can share something from your common experience, how you started with enterprise architecture, the Witt-Gruppe, how you set up everything, and you started also using P360 as a tool for enterprise architecture. What was the most problematic thing? What was the biggest hurdle you had to overcome? Was it the prioritization of the topics, yeah, or is there something else?
I mean, at Viet-Gruppe, we had a couple of challenges.
Yeah.
So first of all, regarding prioritization, we had, of course, some project portfolio processes in place where we tried to actually prioritize our main projects. We decided to renew this process to define more specifically the roles, how we prioritize, how business units provides information, the project proposals, and also we defined how actually what we need as a decision base. So what we need as a decision and who actually will make the decision. So this was not a completely new, but an optimized process. And when we actually optimize this process, we said, okay, portfolio management has a direct link to enterprise architecture management. So we will define together with our department, it's our transformation department that owns our pitch process, our portfolio project management process. We defined this together that we have a common solution or a common view. What's the project content? So what are the main business requirements and what are the proposed solutions? What's the impact on the enterprise architecture? So we integrated actually the enterprise architecture management within the project portfolio process from the very beginning. So this was an optimization step, and of course it's a continuous improvement topic to become more or better and better. So what's because it's a big change also for the business units that have to provide other information. And then in the past, also the resource management is a big topic. So it's not sufficient to say, okay, I have here a wish, I have a project idea, but we need to shape it more precisely. We need to have an idea of what will be the impact, what teams we need. Do they have the capacity to implement it? This is also required, of course, as in other project portfolio management processes. And this was a challenge for us because also currently we do not have the exact information. And that was also one of the decisions we said we need a tool that supports us to get more transparency. That was one challenge. And the other challenge was, basically we did enterprise architecture by Microsoft tools. So our business capability map was in Visio. Also, solution architecture drafts from our IT domains was in PowerPoint, Excel tools, and
I just wanted to say you certainly had some Excel lists of something.
Yes, exactly. So this is one of the challenges. Where's the master? Where's the current version? And this is quite difficult. And also things do not necessarily fit together. So you have just snapshots of different angles, but the overall picture is a bit missing. So this was another challenge that we did not have a tool here in place. And the third challenge was the transparency regarding costs. So how the cost management was difficult. It was quite hands-on, quite Excel-based, and it took quite a long time. We got a new CIO 2 years before. He had new requirements regarding also more cost transparency, and it was quite a lot of work for our IT controller to actually provide the insights. And this was the three main challenges we faced, and that was the reason why we decided to use a holistic approach and also one tool that allows us to cope with these challenges. And so we decided actually to go for B360.
Duc, maybe from your side, from the tool side, any more challenges you might want to share?
Yes, yeah. It is the typical challenge that at first, yeah, the business has to come together with IT. So the topic is a very big topic. And yeah, and I think the enterprise architect has to have skills like communicating skills to understand how to transfer the knowledge we modelize in our architecture in a more understanding way, such as helpful tools like capability maps. But yeah, and I think whenever the business and IT are together, then it is very easy to identify the gaps and to make a to-do list or roadmap what is to be done. But as mentioned already, each organization has limited resources. We can design our future as beautiful as possible, but in my experience, each organization is struggling to do many topics and as they can manage. And so on the one hand, they must keep, as already mentioned, to keep a business running, that is priority one. And on the other hand, they want to focus on transformation because we want to be better than in the past. But to be honest, we cannot press on the pause button and do only transformation. So running business, it has to happen.
Stop the system or stop the world is not an option.
Yeah, and you still need the same capacities as the ones who are required for operations. So yeah, I think, so enterprise architects delivers the right scope to transform, but nevertheless, transformation is often difficult and challenging due to the lack of transparency if we have enough capacities. And so, for example, out of nothing, it can happen that critical run topics have to be focused today and current project topics must be stopped suddenly. And then the enterprise architects have to update their blueprint roadmaps again. Yeah, that is very difficult in the reality. And therefore, one aspect is very essential from my point of view, namely to have a transparency of available and committed capacities on the one hand, and also the transparency of the topics which request the resources on the other hand. Are that run topics or build topics? Is it aligning to our strategies? And executing this aspect makes possible to stay focused on the right topics and to orchestrate the capacities. And then the organizations can start finishing the right topics and start stopping other topics. Yeah.
I have some comments here because what I haven't mentioned so far is actually our transformation. So, of course, enterprise architecture management, resource management, portfolio management, we just discussed. But why is it such important for us as a Witt-Gruppe? So, actually, we have a huge challenge up front. The Witt-Gruppe, we are part of the Otto Group. So, we have quite an history. We exist over 100 years. We are quite a traditional company. And we have a very specific target group. It's a woman 50 plus. And if you take a more precise look, how old is our customers or the main group of our customers, it's more like 60 or 70. And this group has a very specific behavior, order behavior. So what we actually do as a Witt-Gruppe, we produce paper catalogs still. Yeah, hundreds of pages.
In 2024, okay.
Yes, exactly, because we have a very specific target group that shops with catalog. So what we have actually, we have a huge call center. Our customer service knows exactly the requirements and how to handle all our women, our old customers, because we're very specific. We get hundreds of phone calls per day where they shop by telephone, or we get paper letters or postcards with the orders. So it's a very specific, somehow an old-fashioned or a world or another planet. Yeah. So it feels like sometimes back in the 80s. But we still have this group, and we are very successful as a Witt-Gruppe. We make over 1 billion revenue with this customer group, but of course we will face a generation shift. So the women 50 plus today has a completely different shopping experience or behavior. So they order, as you know, online. They order
mobile phones.
Mobile phone. They order the same product, 3 or 4 sizes to get the best fit. So return is more important than currently. So flexibility and speed is more important. If you have paper-based catalogs, our customer is quite how do you say? They do not expect such a speed. If nowadays you shop, you want your product next day or a couple of days, they want to wait for weeks, and our customer may wait a bit, and it's okay for them. So our challenge is that we optimized our application landscape completely to this old-fashioned style of ordering. So the whole application landscape is self-developed, focusing on paper-based processes, which are long-running, slow processes. Of course, we have a multi-channel approach. We have already an app. We have already an online shop. But basically, all the backend processes are very old-fashioned and do not provide the flexibility and speed. So this becomes now important for us because we face two challenges. First, we have to facilitate and optimize our paper-based business because this will finance our transformation. And in parallel, we have to face a new world where we say we need to replace our IT landscape. We have to stick to standard processes. We implement now an ERP and PIM system and so on. And in the next couple of years, like 10 years, we will have a big shift. And so it's very important for us that we have good transparency on our enterprise architecture, how we develop our landscape, and also the business processes. That was just an amendment, why it's such important for us as a Witt-Gruppe.
Yeah, and then again, the holistic, the integrated view and holistic picture of enterprise architecture, and also with the flexi of the tool also comes. So I think we are at the end of our time slot. Markus Duc, thanks a lot. It was a pleasure to have you here in this call, and I'm really looking forward to see you next week. There's the dinner on the evening before, on Wednesday evening, and then the summit on Thursday. And looking forward to your talk at the summit. Yeah, we need a summit. Who doesn't have a registration yet of our viewers? Yeah, there are still some seats left, not many, 5 or 10 maybe. So still the chance to register and to meet all the other speakers, and also, of course, you both at the summit next week. Thanks to everybody. See you next week. Bye-bye.